Hello, welcome to this video where I'm going to showcase some teams from the GBL graphic that I made and that Rise made a video about as well. It's this one here, and we're going to try a couple teams out. I have two teams to try today, and the main Pokemon that I want to showcase here is how good Registeel is, even in a meta where there's actually more prominent counters to it. Unfortunately, when I tried going live during the league change on Twitch, I lost all my scenes in OBS and a lot of assets as well. So kind of a different layout, maybe a low effort one, but I just wanted to make this real quick because it's 12:30 right now and I want to play Mega Lucario Day tomorrow. So let's go into the first battle here. I'm playing the team from Riblet, Shadow Flygon, Registeel, and Skarmory, and I get a tremendous lead here. A lot of people, this is probably the most common Pokemon in the meta as of I've noticed, Azumarill, and many of them run Hydro Pump as well. I swap a little bit late here, storing a Scourging Sands because I really feel like Registeel is so good in this matchup. But with the energy advantage that I have given them, they can actually win the Zero Shield here now, and they can actually force switch advantage as well in this matchup. So a little bit annoying here. I'm just gonna stay here though. One smart thing that I did was build up to a Scourging Sands, because let's say I lose switch advantage, my Skarmory will be on that Flygon. I at least want to get shields down, and then I can just throw Scourging Sands at any point. I'm gonna go for the undercharge here. I did shield there because I want to retain shield, switch advantage, just in case like his own Skarmory or something in the back that I have like no play against. I outpace to the next attack here. I don't know what then other attack is. I would assume player off for opposing Azumarill. Let's see what they do. They have too much HP to lock on down, to be honest. I don't think... yeah, I'm going to take the shield advantage because I think they will get to another player if they're at 100 energy. So there's no point in shielding there, really. They have too much HP for my lock on to do damage. So, like I said, even if my Skarmory is on Magnet Zone, I'm just going to be very patient here. Wait for them to do that Volt Switch. Swap in the Volt Switch. Throw the Scourging Sands. They cannot swap out during their animation. And then this will take out the Magnet Zone. So basically, I have two full Pokemon in the back. Togetic. Nice switch advantage you got there. It didn't matter. In game number 2, I lead Flygon into Azumarill. This is a terrible matchup. I'm going to try to catch on Registeel, which is maybe a little bit obvious. And I also don't know if they have Play Rough, if they have Ice Beam or not, because a lot of Azumarill in this meta don't have Ice Beam. They swap into Magnezone, into non-Shadow Magnezone. So I just want to go straight Focus Blast here. If they no-shoot a Zap Cannon, then I don't even have a shield advantage. And honestly, this Magnezone is kind of useless into my Flygon. So I just feel comfortable going straight Focus Blast, not taking any risk. Going for the Zap Cannon, trying to get a debuff, which won't do much for me anyway. I'm gonna go for another Focus Blast here, and I think because it's a non-Shadow Magnezone, I might actually be able to get to another one here, and that'd be pretty big. But I would have to put shields in, though. I'm not sure if I'm willing to do that with the Flygon. Let's see. There's not a lot that can beat Skarmory 2 shields up. Registeel could come close, but that's about it. I know I lose Charge Attack Purity here, but I want to get rid of this Magnezone as soon as possible so they can't preserve it and keep it for my Skarmory, because that'd be even worse, to be honest. Let's see, Scourging Sands is going to knock it out. It's double super effective, of course. And then Azumarill is there with a lot of energy. I'm going to try to catch a Play Rough. I think I caught something. Let's take a look. It's an Ice Beam. Unfortunately, not the Play Rough that I was hoping for. They farm up more energy to another Ice Beam here. And in the back is a Registeel. So that's kind of unfortunate. But I have 2 shields because I didn't shield that Ice Beam, just in case it will be this Registeel. Now, I believe I need like 2 Brave Bird and a Sky Attack or something. It's gonna take a lot of energy. If they Zap Cannon, that'd be worse for me, but they actually Focus Blast. Maybe they run Flash Cannon. So they don't debuff me now, and that is pretty good. But I do need to clear my own Brave Bird drops at some point. You can go straight Brave Bird in this matchup because lock-on damage won't add up a lot anyway. It does 1 damage resistance. I'm gonna swap him on Flygon. This will clear my debuff on the Skarmory, so that's great. But the problem is, if they get to an attack here, I lose, and if they get that Azumarill attack off, I lose as well. They actually catch on Azumarill, which sucks for me, because now Registeel might be able to get to an attack later. So very good play by my opponent. I'm gonna need a Brave Bird anyway. I think I needed a Brave Bird and Sky Attack from the first place. I can farm up to as much energy as possible before the next Ice Beam, but no. I don't think I would have won regardless if... I don't know, maybe. Registeel has energy, takes out my Skarmory. What can I say? It was a pretty hard counter, right? I tried the best I could here. In the next battle, I lead Flygon into Empoleon. You'd think this is a good matchup for the ground type, but it's kind of not really. Maybe with Sand Attack, you would deal more ground attack damage. Gonna go for the Scourging Sands here. Flygon can win Charge Attack Purity, but mine is a pretty low attack, so it could lose as well. It's a difference of 1 attack between each. Gonna go for the Dragon Claw here. And they still didn't throw, which I find pretty interesting. This would still chunk that Empoleon, but they decide to go 2 shields down already. At this point, there's not a lot that can take Registeel with 2 shields. They swap in the Giratina immediately, probably trying to bait out like a Wigglytuff or something, which is a crazy safe swap to do that, but let's see. I can take this damage. I have faith in 2 shielded Registeel. And then I'm going to make a curious play here. I'm going to go for Sky Attack. That is because I want a lock on down on my gear, my Empoleon. If I get that farm down on the Empoleon, sorry, on the Giratina, then I have a charge stick load for the Empoleon, and the Empoleon can basically not come in. But the problem with Registeel is you cannot store 2 attacks, so that's kind of unfortunate. They go for the Ominous Wind here. I was like, wait, huh? That's only 6, right? So I let it go. I mean, it does less, or about as even as a Hydreigon anyway, if it was a Shadow Ball. Come out with a Focus Blast here. I'm gonna throw immediately because I'm capped on energy, but it's a Goodra, which can take the energy quite comfortably. Empoleon is at 100 energy. That means that I believe it needs 3 Steel Wing after it has thrown 2 Hydreigon already to get to the 3rd. So it's gonna get very tight. I'm again capped at 100 energy. This is the most I can do. I didn't want to shield at Aqua Tail because then he throws 2 Hydreigon and it's over. In comes Empoleon. Again, 3 Steel Wing. I have 25 energy load already, now at 30. I need 40. There's just no way I can do that. As you can see, this is... he should be at 2 right now, but if he's not, I think we get Charge Stack Priority on it. Let's see. No, he's already there. That's a good game. I think that's as close again as I could make it. What else can I do? Swap, stay in versus Giratina? I don't know. In the final battle with this team, I lead again into an Empoleon. So again, this could be dragons in the back. That's what I usually expect. Giratina could be the scariest here. Gonna go for a Charge Stack Priority, which I win. It's a non-shit Empoleon, so the odds of it being a low attack Empoleon are very high. Since they build up so much energy, I was like, they have got to shield this. They're almost at 2 Hydro Cannon. So I baited there with the Dragon Claw. Let's see what they do. Gonna go for another bait here. This is actually not as good as I thought it would be. I think I need 2 baits to get to 2 attacks here in the first place. In fact, if they don't even throw, they just farm me down. This does a lot of damage to my precious shiny Flygon. I'm gonna let that go, put the shield on the Registeel and discard me in the back. Let's see what they do. I can eat the Hydreigon here. I don't like this though, because I can just swap out. And if they go into Giratina, that would be actually very terrible. So I'm going to go for the Zapper here. Let's see what they have in the back. There's always Dragon type Pokemon with Empoleon. Let's see. But if they have 2, they had to bait out the Fairy, right? In comes Shadow Flygon. I think I knocked this out in 1 attack, but I don't want to use Shield, so I swap into Skarmory trying to catch Scorching Sense. And they bring in their Giratina. They tried to catch as well, or predicted my catch. But this is actually still very fine. I keep the Shield. I want to close up with Registeel, even though I could also shield here, because everything that Flygon has is resisted. I'm kind of curious why they didn't even bring Giratina to my Registeel in the first place. It was not exactly necessary. There they go. They go for the Dragon Claw. They have another one loaded, but I'm going to use Shield here because they have to expend energy immediately, and then they don't have energy anymore for my Registeel. That's about to lock on off the next scoring Focus Blast, which would knock them out. So Braywood coming in, knocks out Flygon, and that's a 3-2 with this team. It's a pretty fun team, honestly. In battle number 4, Flygon into Alolan Sandslash. This is actually not that bad, especially because most of these run Shadow Claw to counter Azumarill a little bit better. My Mudshots add up about as much as their Shadow Claws, so that's just pretty fine. At some point, I believe even a Dragon Claw will knock them out. They go into Azumarill after taking a shield. I'm going to build up more energy, then go into Registeel. They have Hydro Pump, it's annoying, but I've also seen quite some Azumarill that don't have it. And then Registeel is a tremendous counter into this Azumarill. This Azumarill doesn't have Hydro Pump, which is great. I am down a shield though, but Flygon's energy is usually super good. Unless you're facing a Togetic or Togekiss. Get the debuff, that's great. I want to get a little bit of a farm down, because if I can pull a shield from Alolan Sandslash, it's in big trouble. Because I'm almost at 2 Scorching Sands as well, right? If I can pull 1 shield from that Alolan Sandslash, what are they going to shield after? 2 Scorching Sands? You can only shield 1, buddy. So I'm going to go for a slight undercharge here. This will unfortunately allow them to get to another attack, but that's okay. Because I will live this. It's not a Hydro Pump. It's only an Ice Beam. Doesn't do that much damage. They hard swap. This is an important detail. I'm going to go for Zap Cannon, which would knock them out anyway. But in case of the rare scenario, I want to do something else while they debuffed. But I don't think they even debuffed. It didn't matter. The important thing here is they cannot catch a Scorching Sense now. So I can basically throw reliably. I believe they're like 4 off, 3 or 4 off the next one. So I farm up a little bit more. There's one Pokemon that could be scary at this point, which is Giratina, but I should be able to get to a Dragon Claw if it is. Scorching Sand lands, knocks out the Alolan Sandslash. Let's see what's in the back now. In the back is... It's Whaley Tough. It's ABB Fairy. It's Double Fairy in the back. I get to a Scorching Sense, but it doesn't matter. I have Skarmory in the back. It's Double Fairy versus Double Steel. It doesn't really matter. Skarmory comes in and will win this battle. The next team we're showcasing is also Double Steel, and this team is from Katekrijger. He's also Dutch, so that's why I know how to pronounce that name. He's leading Giratina, not exactly the most accessible Pokemon in the format, but a really good one. And then Registeel safe switch again with Empoleon as the closer this time. So not Skarmory, but Empoleon. Regular Empoleon as well. I think both regular and Shadow could work. Your team is really good. My opponent knows it as well. They lead it 2. I'm going to throw Ominous Wind here immediately. The reason why is I don't even care if they shield or not. I just want to get rid of this thing. See what they do. They actually no shield that, so that's great. If they have a Registeel in the back, I want to preserve my Giratina, so that's what I'm going to do. Shield is up. Could be a Shadow Ball too. And then they swap into Azumarill. And this is just fine for me. I do the same thing that I always do. Build up energy, go into Registeel. So even though Empoleon resists the entire moveset of Azumarill, I still bring in the Registeel because Registeel takes the energy much better. Even a Hydro Cannon does like equally much, but the damage output from Empoleon on Azumarill is just pathetic as well. Like Drill Peck doesn't do that much damage neutrally. This is also kind of awkward because they have too much HP and Lock-on only does 1 damage, so it's gonna take a while to take out this Azumarill. Yeah, Empoleon is more, it's also needed if they have like a Wigglytuff in the back. I just feel a little bit more comfortable with Empoleon than Registeel there. Registeel just takes charge attack easier, while Empoleon offers better fast attack pressure. And it seems that it was a pretty decent choice as well, because this is also where Empoleon is a little bit better. Because like lock-on damage otherwise would not do anything, and I might not be even able to get this like to Shadow Ball range with the Registeel. Even though that might be a little bit cope, because Senseless is so fragile anyway. I went for Drill Peck just to troll my opponent. Gonna go for the Charge Attack Purity. And Empoleon has a pretty high attack, similar to that of Flygon, just like 1 attack lower, like I said earlier. They went for the bait and then for the Duron. It doesn't really matter anyway. I have energy on both my Pokemon. I have a Shadow Ball stored here. Gonna throw up a little bit more. Wait a turn to see if they catch or not. Ominous Wind goes through. I think I have about 2 here. The only winning condition is to catch an attack on their Azumarill, farm me down, and beat me with the Registeel, but I don't think they will even get to the attack. Let's see, they go into Giratina, try to be clever with the catch, but not falling for it, and I win the battle. Next battle is against Home Slice Henry, who's leading Magnezone. I'm already afraid of what might be in the back, because it's a Home Slice Henry. He's going to be bringing something crazy. I hope I'll be in this video as well. Let's see, he's going for the Wild Charge, which steals us a lot. I'm curious what could be in the back. In the back is, I see the typing, the Psychic plus Fairy. So my first thought was, crap, Gardevoir. I have to go out immediately, because otherwise my Giratina's gone. But it's a Galarian Rapidash. I know it has high horsepower, whatever. It doesn't even bring me into the red. And I also feel like this might be a bait out for something else. So I'm gonna let that through and then see what he has. He actually lets it go. I didn't expect that at all. I thought he might try to flip that. And now he comes with the Magnezone to farm me down, which is scary. I'm gonna go for the Focus Blast here. He's likely shielding this attack. The problem is, after a 1 Wild Charge, I'm about to be in Mirror Shot range. So I have energy here. I'm gonna go for the Shadow Ball immediately. And now I don't know what to do, because I could shield this. And then try to like get this even lower, claw it down. Well, luckily I didn't, because he got a Mirror Shot debuff. But like, it's so awkward, right? He's gonna go for another one here. I don't know exactly what to do with that. I think I might even get outpaced. I don't know. I'm just gonna let it go. And Pauline with his Shield Vent surely is good. I get the Knight a turn here. That's unfortunate. I only get 4, I believe. Steel Wing. Well, I should have gone 5 because from Mirror Shot Bait. Very smart. In the back, Tapu Fini. This is kind of rough. I need to throw to Zero Puck before he gets to Nature's Madness, because that will knock me out. And if I throw, then that Magnezone might farm me down, because my Steel Wings are double resisted on Steel and Electric. I'll knock out this Tapu Fini here. Hopefully I can Steel Wing him down. Let's see, can I? I have barely too little HP. That one now didn't matter. Well played, Home Slice Henry. In the next battle, I was typing a match emote to Home Slice Henry, so I totally missed the start, and I'm 1 behind. My opponent also smart, throws immediately, so I'm at 5 Shadow Claw, and they threw at 6. I didn't even sneak anything. That's how far I'm behind. So I'm gonna go for the Ominous Wind here. This is a terrible start, to be honest, already. But we'll see if we can, if it matters. I'm gonna go for that Ominous Wind here, and because, oh man, Steel Wing does so much damage on Giratina. I just want to get out of that. It's probably like their own dragon or something in the back, so might not even have use. There's the Flygon. And while Empoleon does have higher attack, most Shadow Pokemon might not have such low attack stats on their IVs. So my opponent does win Charge Attack Purity there. That's why they probably threw on it as well, because they probably knew they would win that. Gonna go into Giratina, throw an Ominous Wind, and the reason why is because I want to lock on this down with Registeel. So don't really care if they shield or not, or if they go down or not, but they actually shield, which I didn't expect. I actually am going to shield this because I don't want to like get debuffed by Scorching Sands on Registeel. So now I'm shields down, which is not great because they have that Registeel, sorry, the Empoleon with not a lot of energy. But in the back is a Skarmory, and this is perfect because shields down, Empoleon is a terrific core breaker. In the 2 shield scenario, Empoleon is not that bad into Registeel. Zero shield scenario, terrible. They go for the Brave Bird. That shows me they're probably gonna swap. I go for the Zap Cannon because I'm addicted to that. Why do I even have 2 attacks on this Pokemon, to be honest? And then they go with Skarmory. Skarmory with this amount of lock-on damage might actually get knocked out by a Zap Cannon at this point, so should be just fine here. Even a Brave Bird won't knock me out, so Zap Cannon coming through, and it wins me the battle, even though that's a terrible start. In the final battle, we have Giratina into Alolan Sandslash. Not a great lead. My Giratina can win the zero shield scenario. I believe that's dependent on the defense of the Giratina. So you might be able to win zero shields. It's not a matchup you want to stay in though, so I'm not going to do that. It's really a last resort hard ABA strategy I could do. I once did that for Utrecht, but then it never led into Alolan Sandslash. I'm swapping in Registeel, even though Empoleon might be a little bit better. I just take the shield here. Gonna try to sweep with... I expect their Azumarill on the back. That's a pretty common core. Alolan Sandslash plus Azumarill and Empoleon with a shield up might just do a little bit better. Still have my Giratina as well. The problem though is if they pull shields from me, Azumarill becomes better into Giratina, so Giratina might not have a lot of places to go. In fact, they go into Azumarill now, and I cannot switch out really. Let's see. I have no idea how the animations are going, so this may or may not be good timing. And you see how poor this matchup is, despite resisting everything and this energy lead. This Azumarill is going to get me very low. They have Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump is a very efficient attack, right? It's hard. I was actually thinking, should I try catching? I check it out. And there's Hydro Pump. Takes me so low. What the heck do I do with this, man? I'm gonna go for another Drill Pack. Slight undercharge because I want to get a farm down, and I think that's perfect. I come out with an attack as well. Let's see what is in the back. It's their Alolan Sandslash again. This might be tremendous because I think I can farm them down if they shield this with the Giratina. I have to shield one as well. And in the back says Flygon, and this is bad. This is very bad. I believe I lose the one shields here because they outpace me to 3 Dragon Claw before I can get to Ominous Wind and Shadow Ball. In fact, I'm only gonna get to 2 Ominous Wind here because I'm 1 behind. So it's just terrible overall. Dragon Claw, I shield it. Doesn't matter. I'm now at 2 Ominous Wind, and I think it might almost knock out, but they're also the Dragon Claw. So very well played by my opponent. I don't think I could have played it much better if I kept the Empoleon. But Alolan Sandslash was always going to be a problem, right? And they had 2 Registeel answers as well, so it was always going to be difficult. Next game, Giratina into Tapu Fini. Great lead with shields up. They need a Nature's Madness to land. And they come in with a Dedenne. That's not exactly a Pokemon I expected, but it is a pretty decent core breaker in the meta. I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball because I know I can land that before they get to the player off. Then I go into Registeel. Dedenne is a very bad. It's bad. So it will resist everything from this Registeel. It will still lose most even shields. I believe you can win the 2 shields if you don't get debuffed. I'm not too sure about that. It can also lose to Giratina if you fail a bait or if they shield all your player off and you get baited. So just a bad Pokemon. It doesn't have a high stat distribution as well, although a little bit higher than I thought actually. I believe around the 1800, 1900, so a little bit comparable to like a Sableye. They go for Discharge again. Not a great Pokemon. Discharge is just a bad attack, so they can't even help it, right? They have a great typing, but they can't help it. They catch on Tapu Fini, which is okay. I'm gonna let them farm me down because otherwise my clock will be up and I don't want that. So I'm gonna go into Giratina, farm them down. I have 2 shields, and in the back is a Flygon. I'm very fine here. Going for that Shadow Ball. I can take this Dragon Claw. Should be fine. It would do more than player. I'm actually gonna store that, then go into Empoleon. At this point, I just need to land a Hydro Cannon. There's no way my opponent can win it. I'll shield this. I was like, should I just not? Because it's an obvious bait, but I mean, I'm the Hydro Cannon. They charge like Purity here with me. Hydro Cannon might knock out. It does. In the back is that Dedenne. I have Shadow Ball stored, and they know they lose. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. You can find this graph on my X profile, and in Rice's video, I'll post the links in the description.